Hi, this is Joe Navarro, and welcome back to People Watching. And today I'm going to be talking about behaviors to avoid. Now, some of these are based on my own observations. Some of these are based on talking to executives who hire individuals and human resource. So let me just go through the ones that you really should avoid. Number one on the list, bad handshakes. Please avoid handshakes where your hands are too wet, too weak, or what I call the probe, where all of a sudden your index finger is touching the erogenous zones of the other person's wrist. Handshakes are the first time humans usually touch. Do it right and it'll be appreciated. Do it wrong and it will have a negative, lasting effect. Number two, avoid spatial violations. People tell me all the time, I can't believe this guy is always in my face. I can smell the garlic. I can smell his cologne. He stands so close. Why doesn't he get it? I back up. Respect people's space. Start out far apart, at least 3 feet apart, and maneuver around each other and find a way to find a comfortable space. Please try to avoid nail biting. I had a judge tell me that nothing comes across worse to a jury than to have an attorney or an officer of the court biting their nails while they're defending their client. It looks bad in business. It looks bad at any time. Find something else to do. These are adaptive behaviors or pacifying behaviors. Hang on to your leg, hang on to a pencil, but don't bite your nails. The other one is watch your feet. A lot of people bounce their legs. They have jittery feet, jittery legs. It can be very distracting. Sometimes it can shake. The other day I was at the airport and somebody had such jittery feet that the whole line of seats that were all bound together was vibrating. So avoid jittery feet. It's distracting and it comes across as very low confidence. I catch myself doing this every once in a while, so be careful with this. With your hands. You know, using your hands in this way is great, but when you start doing things like this and it looks like an upside down egg beater, it makes you look less confident. So avoid those behaviors. Be careful that when you sit down that you're not too relaxed, that you're not splayed out improperly. I had an executive tell me that some young people that are now coming on board, they sit like they own the place instead of sitting upright, facing forward and so forth. They're just splaying out in these chairs like they own it. And of course, they're going to be rated poorly. So avoid that. One other thing to think about when you're in a meeting is don't step on each other's conversation. Don't interrupt. Listen to what other people have to say, and then you speak up. If you're constantly stepping on other people, that causes friction, and the word gets out. The word gets out that you're one not to invite to these meetings. And the other one is turn yielding. Create the opportunity to have other people have a say. I run into this with a lot of people where they just dominate every conversation and you can't get a word in. You almost have to raise your hand and you say, hey, we're in a friendly setting. Why should I have to raise my hand and interrupt? Yield. Turn yielding is a powerful pro-social behavior. Make sure you do it. And don't get caught not yielding time to others. Obviously, being well groomed, not having food on yourself. Years ago, I mean, we're talking now 20 years, I remember working with a guy who just had food on his tie. You know, for heaven's sake, at least take it off. Have some respect for yourself. Don't do things that are distracting. For me and a lot of people, I don't like it when you're talking to someone and they decide that they want to talk on their phone. They want to text to someone else. When I'm one-on-one with others, I turn everything off because the person in front of me is important. They're more important than anything else on the outside. So unless you're on the nuclear command and control chain, I would tell you, turn it off. It's not that important. It can wait. Don't do things that are distracting. Here's one that a lot of people don't think about, and that is bad manners. And I am shocked sometimes at what people get away with now when in fact they're demonstrating bad manners. They're talking too loud. They're being overly expressive when we're in a business setting. They're using words that have no place in business. They're being disrespectful. Manners matter, and so bad manners should be avoided. Avoid areas where you're not entitled to look. If you're in somebody's office and you're doing this, that can be perceived as very disrespectful. You're really only entitled to, by social convention, to be looking at the person in front of you. And in those cases, let's say as a man, I'm talking to a woman. I'm not entitled to look her over like I'm some sort of radar system scanning her. You look at the face, avoid the breasts, avoid looking anywhere else. Business setting, it's all right here in the face, being respectful. So there you have it. Some of my behaviors to avoid. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like it, subscribe, ring the bell, and please send me your questions. I always like to hear them, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. And if you want more information, you have my books, and of course you have the Joe Navarro Body Language Academy, which I would encourage you to visit. Thank you.